Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brothers Take podcast. I am Kris. I am joined once again by my brother, Eric.
Hello.
And we won't have Adam for quite
Oh.
a few episodes. He's actually
Mm, mm,
traveling
mm.
and working abroad. We wish him the best of luck while he's off working. He will be back, of course, but there's a few weeks without him. So we're going to have to try to do a couple of different things. Maybe we'll get a guest or two in here somewhere, depending on people's schedules. We'll see who we can get. We'll see what we can do. But yes, we're going to have various topics to talk about over the next few weeks. Myself and Eric. And this week, our main topic is going to be the Burning Shores DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. It's kind of weird, getting kind of flashbacks to literally just a little over a year ago is when me and Eric, just the two of us, did the Horizon Forbidden West Spoilercast because Adam was away and he hadn't played it. We took the opportunity to talk about it, and now Adam is away. We're taking the opportunity to talk about the DLC
that he also hasn't played. So,
but before we get to that, because we know not everyone has played that DLC, we're going to cover a couple of other topics too, including Tears of the Kingdom has launched, our first impressions of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which we haven't finished, but we are playing. And also, this one I'm a little bit hesitant about talking about because the reveal seems imminent, and by time this episode comes out, because we record ahead of time, a discussion might be irrelevant. But there's a Mortal Kombat 12 teaser after doing the rounds, and we'll give a quick thoughts on that too. So we'll give you as a fair warning before we get into any of the spoiler stuff later on. Everything else before that is fair game, is safe. You can check it out. You can listen. It's just our thoughts on various gaming topics, and we'd love to hear from you guys too. So if you're watching YouTube, drop down in the comments to share your thoughts on anything we bring up, and if you enjoy this one, it gives it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell for all future content. And to those of you listening on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on anything we bring up here today. But without further ado, let's fucking do this!
Whoa.
You seemed like you were going to laugh. What's up? Is it because I talk so fast?
It's just the take part always just, so it's kind of slightly
At the Brothers Take! Like that?
No, it's not just that. It's like, give your take on the Brothers Take. Well, we're taking
what the take.
We're getting a takeaway.
Takeaway tonight. We should get a takeaway.
The takeaway would be nice.
Well, before we get any takeaways, I want to hear your take. First of all, the day that we're recording this, not the day that it's out, but the day we're recording this, Tears of the Kingdom launch day.
Yes.
So happy Tears of the Kingdom launch day, everyone. A few days later.
Yeah.
Are you picking this up? I know it was one of your most anticipated games of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, I'll pick this up because this looks. I very much enjoy Breath of the Wild. I do enjoy the Legend of Zelda games, even though I've barely played any of them. I haven't played a lot of them because there's like a lot. But yeah, no, I'll pick this up and I'll play this. This looks like good fun.
I know that Adam got his copy before going, so I'm sure on his flight he was on his long flight away. I imagine all other games got pushed aside for Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like, come on. I'm sure he's playing it. I'm sure when he comes back he'll be able to tell us a bit about it. But so you haven't got your copy yet?
I have not got my copy yet. I will.
Reviews are crazy.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild got Game of the Year when it came out.
Yeah, you know what? This is it though, right? It's kind of boring. It's like so yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, it's Game of the Year already. Like I already know. Like there's gonna be kind of no question about it. Even though this year has ridiculous games, you just have to look at the Metacritic scores. There's nothing else is getting 97 on the Metacritic scale. Like how much closer to 100 could you get? Like
well,
that's literally yeah, but that's 10 out of 10 by literally.
Oh yeah, most people were
97% of people who rated this game.
Yeah,
no, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. I'll either pick it up soon enough, or I'll just wait and get it at some other point. But I will definitely pick it up for sure because I really enjoyed playing Breath of the Wild, and it's good to jump back into that again.
Suppose you need to wait till there's a little bit of a game drought because there's been like game after game after game, all huge, and this one is supposed to be fucking massive. Like
yes,
100 hours or something.
Jesus Christ.
I've listened to a couple of reviews and without giving anything away, yeah, it sounds ridiculous.
Oh, okay, right. Well, Breath of the Wild was long too, and that did take me a long time
Yeah.
playing it. It was only when I think I hooked it up to the actual TV and
Hmm.
was using it as a controller was I actually able to burst on and play the game. So I'd probably have to do that with Tears of the Kingdom as well. Again, probably not gonna pick it up straight away, but I will
Hmm.
definitely pick this up because I mean all the additional stuff they've released. This looks awesome. Just the playground that it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
with also Matthew Mercer being Ganondorf. This
Is
is
he?
gonna be yeah, he's
I
he's
didn't know that.
Ganon.
That's pretty sick.
That's yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Let us know, guys, if you are playing Tears of the Kingdom and what do you think of it so far. Whatever about what the critics give it, we want to know your thoughts. Give us your take. Take the take. So much takes today. Give us your take on Tears of the Kingdom. Um,
Take the kingdom.
Take of the Kingdom. They okay. So this news again. Just going to talk about it very briefly. It might be irrelevant by time this episode is out, given how quickly news flows and with the way this teaser was done, it seems like a proper reveal is very close, coming very soon. But maybe it's not out yet. So that gives us a chance to give our thoughts on it. But as of time of recording, there has been another teaser for Mortal Kombat 12
Or one.
or 1, some people are calling it. And it was just a very short teaser. Ed Boon tweeted, "It's nearly time," which is why it's like, oh, there's definitely a trailer coming. With a clock, it started at 9, it went to 10, it went to 11, it started to skip, and it jumped straight to 1.
Yeah.
So what did you make of the teaser anyway?
Uh right. So I did get some Watchmen vibes off it because in Watchmen there's always looking at a clock. But that's not to say
Please make Dr. Manhattan a DLC.
Oh. Oh, you just press one button and everyone's dead.
his fatalities would be sick.
That way, not actually Rorschach wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah, that's true. He's violent out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's found that, and also he's not a god.
Yeah, you can limit
Yeah.
him a little bit.
Yeah. Right. So first, actually, I got Watchmen vibes off, but then I actually got that YouTube Mortal Kombat short because it is a live action clock, isn't it? Like that is a real clock.
I don't know. Maybe it's just really good graphics.
I mean, nowadays anything could be possible.
I don't think. I don't think it's a real clock. I don't think. It's a real
Okay,
clock.
well, it looked very good then for a not real clock.
Okay.
So I did get like vibes back to that old YouTube short on.
Oh, the live action series.
Yeah, do you remember that first trailer though? It was like they did Mortal Kombat but tried to make it like realistic.
Yeah, like a Christopher Nolan take on.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
There's another take on.
On Mortal Kombat.
Fuck our Skyrim drinking game. Every time we say the word take a shot. Take. Yes, of course I remember that. I loved it.
It was
Watched
awesome.
it so many times.
So I got those vibes, but then I am assuming from this trailer
Mhm.
the fact that it skips past 12 and goes to 1 is that time has reset again because Liu Kang became Lord
spoilers for Mortal Kombat 11. Go ahead.
Yeah.
If you didn't know the end of Mortal Kombat 11, yeah, here we go.
It'll be helpful actually for everyone to play Mortal Kombat 11 before getting this one.
Or even if you don't want to go through and play it, but
or just watch the cinematics. Yeah.
For all three, for Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11, you can find really great, just put together cinematics of the story modes, and you can just get the full gist of what the storyline has been. There has been a true line. But yeah, I mean, I think if you've played the end of MK11, you already know that this is where it was going, I think. Like,
yes.
There was obviously going to be some kind of reset. And then the clock is sort of a confirmation of a reset. What I'm wondering is, one, yes, is it what people are theorizing? Is it going to be called MK1? Which would confuse the hell out of people. You can't call it Mortal Kombat again, because they did that with 9 and obviously the original. So you can't do that. But it does look like it's skipping 12. Right? So it's like, what am I going to call it? And then secondly, I wonder, are they going back to the original tournament by doing that and retelling it again, but with like a new characters and stuff? Or is it just to say that, look, this is basically the MK series, even though it is technically continuing from these events, it's being rebooted again, and it's going to be a whole new start. Like, I think it'd be really cool if, like, Liu Kang is the role of Raiden now. He's the god.
That's what I
And
see.
Kung Lao is the Liu Kang character. He's the hero now.
I think
they should
that's
do
what they're. I think that is what they're doing because,
Yeah.
again, spoilers. If do you remember that DLC expansion from Mortal Kombat?
Aftermath. Yeah.
Aftermath. I think at the end of that one, it is Liu Kang as the Elder God, and it's Kung Lao is seen as the champion. So,
Yes. But
so
then
I
that
think
depends on the ending, doesn't it? It depends on who you pick. So that's the other interesting thing. Which continuity are they going with? Because if you picked Aftermath gave you an ending at the end, or a choice at the end, you could pick Shang Tsung.
Does it give you a choice at the end?
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I think you could pick either Liu Kang or Shang Tsung to have the crown and win. And if Liu Kang wins, he kind of resets the timeline. But if Shang Tsung wins, we could be playing in the timeline where evil overlord Shang Tsung is god of time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or are they going to try and make it canon that did the timeline split and there's like a parallel universe where Shang Tsung is the evil one, and Mortal Kombat tournament will be like a multiverses thing between these two dimensions.
Okay, that would be a very interesting way of doing it, because if Liu Kang was in,
characters fight themselves as well, right?
And also, like, Luke, it wouldn't make sense for Liu Kang to allow the Mortal Kombat to exist because he's lived through it, so he understands the barbaric nature of it.
True, but he respects the traditions, though, doesn't he? Like, he always saw it as a necessary thing that the Elder Gods did. Like, he sees honor in combat as a character.
Yes, but I think when given...
Yeah, I mean, the brutality of it is a bit much.
Yeah, he's meant, like, I'd rather my friends lived.
Yeah.
But then with Shang Tsung, he has a conquering nature, so he might try to... That'd be so cool if they do that. That's an awesome idea. But I don't think it's going to be the first tournament again.
No.
I think it's too soon to do that again.
Yeah, I think it would be too similar to 9. But I do think, and again, maybe all this is revealed by now, and if it is, then great, just talk about it in the comments, whatever the reveal is. And but I do think there's going to be a conquest mode to tell the story this time.
That'd be so good. And bring back chess.
I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, okay, so let us know what you thought of MK12, we'll call it for now. Either the teaser, if that's still all that's out, and what your theories on it, or if now we have a reveal, great, talk about it, and we'll share our thoughts on it too. Maybe when that does come out, we might come back and do like a little bonus, like a follow-up or something. But yeah, let us know what you think of MK, the next MK, which is definitely coming soon. How fucking crazy is it that if that comes out this year, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and Mortal Kombat 12 will all have been released in the same year? The 3 big fighting games titans.
This is nuts, right? Because
this is the most ridiculous year for games.
It is. So I don't think it's going to be out this year.
I do.
I don't, because fuck off.
Do you want to put money?
I don't have the budget. No one has budget.
Do you want to put money on this?
No.
Why? Because I'm usually right with the release.
Yes. And if I give you technically, if I lose it, all I have to do is buy you the game, and if you lose, you buy me the game.
Do you want to make that the bet? No, okay. I'm joking about there being a prize, but if we were to bet, I would bet the next Mortal Kombat releases this year.
Like, that'd be nuts, because yes, that'd be the 3 titans of fighting games, along with Dead Space remake, Resident Evil 4 remake, and Silent Hill 2 remake this year as well. The 3 titans of horror games.
And Alan Wake 2, I think, is coming this year.
Yeah, but I don't think that gets
No, it's not the same. It's not in the same caliber as those
but
games,
it's still a horror game.
Yeah. This year's ridiculous. You got
with then Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy, these 2 ongoing titans of fantasy RPG games.
Yeah. No. This year is crazy, and actually, it has me a little bit worried. Like, I would like some of these to come out next year, because like what? Well, okay, actually, it doesn't matter, because FF7 Rebirth will be out early next year, and then I don't care what comes out after that. That's enough. That's great. maybe Metal Gear Solid remake. Who knows? There's so much news coming. I mean, there's so many rumors about Konami having a big presence at a PlayStation showcase that's supposed to happen this month.
Okay.
So we will see. We will see. Good news is coming. We're coming up very soon to
It's gonna be a
lots of
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game.
no, but there's gonna be like the summer gaming, like there's all the gaming showcases that are now taking the place of E3 are coming up, and there's gonna be fucking cool reveals, cool, awesome shit. I'm hyped. I can't wait. And yeah, I think as ridiculous as it is, I think the next Mortal Kombat will be out by November. Whether that's
Oh,
September,
that's gonna be
it'll be like
nuts.
September, October, or November. That's when I think it's gonna come out.
It would have to be late this year anyway, if it is coming out this
Oh
year.
yeah, no, it won't be
Yeah.
in the summer. They're gonna use the summer to
It's
like.
coming out next week.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine there's a shadow dropper and it's out now?
Yeah. Free on the Xbox
Fates.
Game Pass and PlayStation Plus.
Fucking fatality. Job done. I'm excited for it anyway. Excited to see what it is. Okay. Speaking of other big games then that came out this year,
Mm-hmm.
myself and Eric have been playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Fallen Order. Don't worry, no spoilers here. This is not a Jedi Survivor spoiler cast. Just our general impressions of the game so far. Neither of us have cleared the game, but we also will not specify how far or where we are in the game because that would be a spoiler.
Yep.
Eric, how do you find Jedi Survivor?
Well,
I opened my drawer and there it is.
you met me to it. I was going to.
Were you
yeah,
gonna do it?
I was going to. Yeah, I was going to give you one of those answers. Well,
You know why?
Room.
I like Jedi sensed a fucking smart arse reply coming, and I was like, I'm gonna do it first.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
Just beat me to it. Right. No, but okay. So Jedi Survivor. I go into my sitting room and it's just on the table there. I pick it up and I put it in. And that's great. I'm still gonna fucking do it, man.
You fucking did it anyway.
I did it anyway. Force choked shit out of your expectations.
Oh, don't internet search that. So give us your take. Take a shot. Take another shot. Take another shot. Give us your take there on Jedi Survivor.
Graphically, lighting wise, is quite a stunning. I think lighting wise is very good. Playing it on console, so the game is playable.
Yes, that's worth noting because we've heard that the PC port is absolute trash.
It has crashed on me twice.
Okay.
Right, so it has crashed on me twice, but I think other than that, really the biggest kind of running issue with it would be things like texture layers not loading in. But we're console gamers, we're kind of used to that shit. So it's like, well, the game is 150 gigs, so yeah, okay, fair enough. You are loading the mountain like fucking 300 meters away, so this is fine to us. But the lighting graphics I think are really good. Cinematics I find weird. Actually, I find the graphics sort of drop sometimes, or textures kind of drop.
Mm-hmm.
Details on things drop in cinematics, which I find it quite weird. But I am very much enjoying this game. I'm loving exploring the whole area and just kind of like, you start wall climbing, then you kind of wall run, and before you know it, you're in a whole new like dungeon. Because that's the thing, this game has dungeons in it.
Mm-hmm.
You get to just explore, and you find all these cool treasures and stuff. And I don't find it as difficult as the first one. They seem to kind of toned back a lot more on the Soulsborne style gameplay. Even though the elements of that still exist, they have toned back down on it. So again, it feels more like I'm in the world of Star Wars. And I love the customization. Customization is so good for everything. Customizing the lightsaber, BD1, how the clothes and stuff. It's great.
Yep, I'm right with you. I'm having a great time playing it. I think the animations for combat are amazing. The extra stances that they've added are cool. Combat itself, I think, feels more fun than it did in the first one.
Yes.
I still have a gripe with the... but like some people are going to love it. This is literally a matter of taste. The Soulsborne-isms of the game are not the things that I like, and I don't think they particularly feel like Star Wars. Lots of people will say, oh, like... this is like the ultimate Star Wars experience, and I don't think they've quite nailed that. I still think to this day that an Arkham style, or say, okay, maybe that's harder to imagine because no weapons, like Shadow Mordor
Hmm.
style combat system would feel more Jedi like, where you take on huge, crowds of enemies, and you just have to time your countering well, or you'll get
Yeah.
overpowered by people, as opposed to being able to be fucking destroyed by like two stormtroopers. I'm just like,
Or or
what Jedi would find this a challenge?
or a charging bird. You know those little tiny
Right, the
birds
bird, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
just goes, yeah.
But that being aside, I do think that they've added so many more abilities this time around that make combat way more fun. And there's so many that I've used
Mm,
as tactics in the gameplay. So I'm enjoying combat more. The stuff that I actually love about the game, though, is this what I would call maybe the Uncharted isms of the game.
yes. Yeah.
Traversal, puzzle solving, all of that feels amazing. And even, I'm not going to talk about it, but like, even the plot is basically an Uncharted plot. Like, it's like, it's just
Well,
like
very like the first one is you are kind of going on a treasure hunt.
a treasure hunt. You're
For
exploring.
first one, you are doing a treasure hunt as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And with the customization, I've made my character look as close to basically a Nathan Drake as possible. And every time I find something new, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I go to change it. I go, nah, actually, no. I just like how I think I bought one outfit, put it on, and I went, my guy's perfect. This is exactly how I want him to look for the whole game. This is his outfit.
I
think it's cool.
I change off because I like in Fallen Order, you do get to go to other locations because it is Star Wars, and Star Wars they always get to go to other locations. So I do look at the location and I go,
Try fit
okay,
the location.
yeah, fit the design to the location and stuff. So like sometimes I'd be wearing like if I was in let's say like a snowy area, all right, I'll wear like something quite warm. If I'm in desert area, I wear the kind of like maybe like a poncho type thing or something, or like I'm not saying that stuff is in the game, but it's just if that was there, I would try to make sure my clothes match the kind of like aesthetic of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm even constantly changing like the lightsaber design and stuff, and the
Yeah.
metals, and then sometimes actually I don't always use the same color.
What color? Oh, I've picked one color and stuck with it.
Oh no, so
And I don't know why. Like I could change it around, but I just this color feels so right to me. But anyway,
no, for me it's actually each location.
yeah.
I've now designated a color to that location.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I
Okay.
change the color depending on location, and then yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. So I can't read. I'll ask you about that another time because I don't want to give away how many locations there are. But the color I've stuck to is cyan because
Oh,
it's the
okay.
one that looks most like a New Hope.
Luke's. Yeah. No, because
You know
that
what I mean?
lightsaber
Because
is the
after that,
cyan.
it goes more blue, right? Lights, all the blue lightsabers are way more blue, but cyan is like the OG. And
Yeah.
when once I turned it on, I went, oh yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the OG lightsaber. I'm keeping it. But yeah, okay. So I'm enjoying the gameplay a lot. Especially, I got into a rhythm where now I'm like, I just want to keep playing. I'm like
Yeah.
really enjoying it. It starts slow, I think, and it takes a bit of time to really pick up. But once it picks up, it gets really good. It's impossible to talk about this game without the performance issues. They are there, even on console. Whether it's texture load-ins that yes we're used to, but at the same time it's like this is a next gen game, and these are the kind of things we wanted to see in the past, not in the future. Um, I lots of stuttering, where it's like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I've experiencing lots of stuttering both in gameplay and in cutscene, and sometimes that
Oh.
takes away from what's happening. Like the frames stuttering, not. Luckily for me, dialogue isn't being affected. I've heard other people have had their dialogue affected to the point where dialogue will actually cut out altogether, and it totally ruins the drama of the scene. So that hasn't happened to me, but I do often have moments where it's like, yeah, just stuttering is the
Like
best way to
the dialogue is still going, but the scene is not catching up to dialogue. That sort of idea is what?
Kinda, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Um, and I had the game crash once,
right,
so
yeah.
those issues are there, and it's a shame for what is otherwise an incredibly well made game,
Mm-hmm.
even from like a level design. Like it does constantly, like it's a bit annoying sometimes trying to navigate the map, and sometimes you're like wondering, am I even going the right way, or am I just exploring forever and getting lost? Or so that can be frustrating sometimes, but it's hugely satisfying when you start opening the map up and finding all the shortcuts, and you're like, oh, this is like one big Rubik's cube I'm solving as I go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find
Yeah.
that really satisfying.
Yeah. No, it is really good. That like yeah, because again, it's so hard sometimes to talk about because you're saying like sometimes you're saying some things. I'm like, yeah, I want to, and it's like I don't want to spoil it on people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, no, and then when you get like in Fallen Order, you do get like a particular skill, let's say, and it's like, oh, that will help you open up new areas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to be like, oh, I'm gonna go back to that valley or down wherever, and
Which is the Metroidvania-isms of it.
yeah, it has a very Metroidvania style to it, which is really, really nice because it encourages exploration.
Yeah.
And it feels very satisfying then when you get to, get up to that ledge you couldn't get up to beforehand, and then there's like a chest, and you open it, and there's a cool little treasure in there.
There's also a larger and more interesting cast of characters,
Yes,
I
there's
would
a
say. No,
much.
that doesn't mean you like every character, but there's just more characters, and there are various species and things, So there's, and as well, I think they've done a really great job at homaging the entire Star Wars saga in this game. Like if you have if you're like, I like the original trilogy, that's the stuff I like. There's lots of that in it. If you're like, I'm a prequels guy, you know what I mean? Which there was very little of in Fallen Order. If you're like,
Yes.
I'm a prequels guy, this game's got you covered. Lots of
Yeah.
prequel stuff. And then if you're a Disney era guy, there's stuff in here too that's like Disney era stuff. So it's all of Star Wars basically in terms of, and it gives way more variety to enemies than the first one had.
Yeah, they are playing more on all the different the established lore in what has been kind of said to be canon.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there are stuff from pre-Disney that whatever your opinions are, were retconned, they were gone, and so, but yeah, I did pay close attention to what has been established to then include it and make the world feel way more like alive and lived in, which I think is nice. And yes, they do have a very huge cast of characters of all various races, but yes, not one of them is the same, which is really, really cool. And it's kind of a lot more like extra stuff to do in this game.
Yeah.
So even when you're done, there's still so much more to do.
Yeah, it's a lot more gamey than the first
one. A lot more gamey, yeah.
There's like, side quests and things like that to do and stuff. We won't say how that all works, but yeah, I think that's as much as we'll say about it at the moment. We're both really enjoying it. Haven't finished it yet, so we can't really say if we prefer it over the first one. I'll say from a gameplay standpoint, I definitely prefer it to the first one. I think it's more fun to play. But ultimately, by the end, will the story all come together? That's something that might make or break it. There's also, again, the Unchartedisms. The highlights of the game are like the big set pieces.
Yes.
And they're really good.
Yes.
Really, really good. So that's why the Soulsborne-isms just doesn't sit with me right, because the rest of it is so like,
because even if you're
adventure,
fighting, yeah, it's so adventurous, it's so Uncharted, it's so character driven, and it's very story driven and everything.
Yeah.
But like if you're fighting a main boss, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And there was a cinematic, the cinematic happened, you fought them, you're in the moment, it's a cool set piece moment, you die, you kind of just run in and the enemy sort of just
waiting there for you.
Yeah, just waiting in the arena, and it's just like,
to me, that's so immersion breaking.
Yeah, it's immersion breaking. While with a Soulsborne game, that's kind of how the world works.
Right.
It's like, because you're this absolute nobody character who doesn't talk, you've died, but you've actually physically respawned.
Right. This is like as if it's like, no, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to win this fight.
Yes.
So we'll put you back. Just try again there.
Yeah, and
it doesn't really feel, it doesn't gel right.
Essentially, if that was in Uncharted, that would feel really weird. If you just ran back into the arena and Lazarevich was there waiting for you.
Yeah,
It would just
exactly.
feel weird. Yeah. So that
I'm
stuff
with you on
doesn't
that.
work. That stuff doesn't work. But yeah, everything else is so joyous, so fun. I'm just going around my house when I'm not playing the game, like zing with the lightsaber.
Yeah, it's it's fun to just enjoy some good old Star Wars,
Yeah.
because I love Star Wars growing up. I say that like as if I don't now. I do, but I'm getting quite fatigued with how much Disney stuff there is, and like some of it I actually really like and I think is really good. I thought Andor was solid, and
Mm.
like out of the movies, I thought Rogue One was amazing. But some of it I don't like, and I don't get excited by. So to have this and to be able to play it and just enjoy it is great. But let us know your own thoughts on Jedi Survivor, and we will, of course, be able to go in greater detail when we do a spoiler cast on this, which we will do in the coming weeks.
Mm.
Um, but now, on to our main topic, okay, which is the Burning Shores, the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. And it's not a spoiler cast even yet. So, again, if you're someone who hasn't played it yet, we're going to give very quickly our non spoiler thoughts of this, which we've both finished. Our non spoiler
Mhm.
thoughts of this first. Then we will give you the spoiler warning so that if up to this point you're like, okay, great, I've heard everything I want to hear. Now I'm going to get out of here before they actually ruin the story on me. Fair enough. Whereas if you're someone who's actually played it, then stick around because we can get into the nitty gritty with our thoughts. So Eric, what did you think of the Burning Shores DLC?
Some really beautiful visuals.
Mm,
Colors in this DLC were were great. It's been a while. There's not actually many games where I take screenshots.
okay.
I took two in this DLC because I was just like, the colors are just class. Like I think there was one point I might have sent it to use on the
I think you
PlayStation
did.
chat.
I think you did.
I was Aloy, I was flying on a machine up into the sky, and there was just a moon, full moon glowing, and it was
Mm-hmm.
all the blue lights and the stars and the clouds were kind of coming in, and I was like, it was such a beautiful shot. I was like, I had to just take a screenshot of this. So visually really good. The gameplay is more of the same. So if you
Yeah.
enjoy the gameplay, it's more of the same. If you don't enjoy the gameplay, well, it's more of the same. So that's
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to win you over or anything.
Yeah. The kind of I didn't mind the length of this. I think some people gave out about the length of it.
Too short or too long?
Too short. I think people were giving out a bit too short. And I was like, I
Okay.
didn't mind this because I
Yeah.
felt that I was getting to a point where I was like, I think it's about halfway through the campaign, thinking to myself, if this is going to go on any longer, this is going to drag because this feels like I'm nearing the end. This
Yeah.
feels well paced to me
Yeah.
personally. And so that was the thing. So I actually didn't mind the length of it, but I think some people had a problem with it. Some of the villain, I really liked the villain. I liked the
Yes.
villain. He was quite the creep. It was great.
Yeah, we'll go into why shortly.
Yeah. And the big kind of final set piece was where I took my second screenshot because I was like, "This is the color tones." It was like looking at his. I apologize for anyone who doesn't like this director, but it was like looking at a Zack Snyder movie. The
Right.
color tones were just was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was definitely moments where I was like, "This is class," and I didn't mind it. I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. To give kind of a non-spoiler review of it, I suppose it serves as an epilogue to
Mm.
Forbidden West, rather than like it does have a self-contained story, but ultimately it's the epilogue of the game, the main game. You can't play it until you've finished Forbidden West. So
Yes.
if you say, for example, liked the look of Burning Shores, and you're like, oh, I really want to jump into that, and then you picked up Forbidden West to play it, unfortunately, you have to play all of
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West. So it's not like, like Skyrim. If you were really interested in the Dragonborn quest, you could pick up Skyrim. You get so far into it, and then the Dragonborn quest is available to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to finish the entire main story of Skyrim. In this, you have to finish the entire main story, um, before this is even available to you. So you don't have the choice of doing that. But for me, that was fine because I had finished the main story, and this was just more of it. And actually, I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of happy that it um, deals with some of the stuff that was brought up in the ending of Forbidden West. I like the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Visually stunning, like you said. Combat is very much more the same. There's a new weapon added in that I thought was cool and I enjoyed using it. Some new machines, uh, awesomely designed, fucking annoying to fight, which we'll get to. But yeah, overall, I had a good time in it, and I agree with you completely. I think the pacing was great. I'm really happy with the length of it. There's some extra additional stuff you can do, but you don't have to. But the actual mainline quest was just like perfect for me. Because to be honest, there's so many big games, and
That
so
was just nice to.
it was nice to just have a nice story that I could just play through, have finished, and be like, oh, that was satisfying to me.
Hmm.
Didn't feel too rushed, and some really cool areas in this new map. I thought the
Yeah,
map was really cool. It was a cool
yeah,
location, the Burning Shores.
nice.
So those are our non-spoiler impressions. So from now on, I suppose we're now going to give you the spoiler warning. The spoiler cast for the Burning Shores begins now. So why don't we start with the villain, because we both said we liked him. So he's one of
Yes,
the Zeniths.
it's one of those. Yep, he's
Uh,
come back. He's a.
Londra. What's his first name? Walter Londra.
I think so. Yeah,
Is he played by Sam Witwer?
I will check for you right now.
I think he is.
I'm pretty sure he's played by Sam Witwer, and he's a great actor. So
Mm.
it was good to see him in it. I will go to my trusty app that I go to for all this information.
IMDb. We are sponsored by.
Yeah, pretty much. I was not going to name it, but yeah, pretty much. Uh, yeah. So like he was great because he was what, like a tech billionaire sort of chap.
Yeah,
And he had essentially like he viewed his friends on Earth at the time as like his sort of disciples, kind of. And then he
kind of. Yeah,
wanted, and then it's Sam Witwer, Walter Laundra, Sam Witwer. Yeah,
yeah. Great job.
a great job. And yeah, so he kind of tries to turn people into his
His old friends.
his
Yeah,
old friends. Yeah, and it's
even
just
to the
so
point
messed
where
up.
his wife was an actress in Hollywood,
Yeah.
which is why it's like set there. I think he was like he owned one of the studios or something that made her movies,
Mm.
and he is making women now in this era read the lines from her movies to audition to be his new wife.
Yes, it's
And
messed
that's
up.
so fucked up.
It's so messed up.
And even like the tribal people are kind of worshiping him and getting ready for the ascension.
Hmm.
I was like, this is fucking awesome. It's fucked up.
I was
I don't
actually
realize what's happening, and
I was kind of playing it going, I would almost prefer this to be the plot of Forbidden West.
I would agree with you. And I actually
Because
think
it's
Londra is the best of the Zeniths as a villain.
yeah, and I think it's like that's smaller. You see how dangerous one Zenith is. Third one, now you got a whole collection of Zeniths.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I said, I know that's typical, like, oh, here's one and now there's many, cliche.
sure.
But he was so charismatic. He had such a presence, even though he wasn't in the game that much, but he still just had this great presence
Yeah.
and to him, and he was instantly kind of memorable, and like it just he didn't do anything drastically evil, but it was just he was so
You instantly don't like him.
he's so humanly evil. Everything he's doing is a very like human thing. It's not like I'm going to like
Yeah,
world
he's like
domination.
no, but he's super controlling and he uses
Yeah,
people and he's manipulative and greedy and
which which
self-centered.
which people can meet on the street every day, like, you know what I mean? So
Sure.
it's a yeah, he's a prick that was satisfying to defeat.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the other thing. I think this DLC, and that's why I guess it works as an epilogue to the game. The final boss fight feels way more like a final boss fight than the
Mm.
actual final boss fight of Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Like this was a huge epic set piece with epic music, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
finally get in, and he's it's just it felt more climatic. I felt that boss
Mm.
fight.
Yeah.
And even
No,
the whole thing of like we have to stop him getting to the water, and like there was a real race against the clock to beat this guy. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
mm.
Um, was there anything that you did not like about
Okay.
this DLC?
So
That are specifics.
that goes specifics. Right. There was one thing that kind of bugged me, but I'm a little worried about bringing it up just in case people misinterpret what I mean by this.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the take.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually don't really like Horizon's gameplay, to be honest.
Sure, that's fair.
It's kind of just like,
But that's why like you took a long time to play the first one, didn't you? Because you did not
yeah.
like the gameplay.
I didn't really. I just think the combat is so clunky. It's just takes everyone is just like takes forever, just popping lots of arrows, and especially in Forbidden West and Burning Shores, enemies are way harder to take down.
Especially the fucking new ones, the big toads, the big frog things.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Holy shit! Now, awesomely animated,
Mm,
incredibly well designed. The way they
yeah,
move, the way their move sets and everything, like incredible. But man, like when I bet the first one, I was like, wow, what a challenge. And then later on, when there was two and you kind of had to deal with them, I was like, oh man, like I'm fine with these like being maybe a choice later, but like, why do I have to do this again? This feels repetitive now. You know what I mean?
yeah. It was. They were tough. They were tough. Like, and I think
They're really tough.
a lot of the machines were like that. They're arrow sponges.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just very fucking So I didn't really like the gameplay. But the other thing I didn't really like in it, well, I was indifferent to it. I wasn't like, yay. I wasn't hating it as much as people were on the internet.
Oh, is this the how it ends with Seika?
Right. Well, I didn't really mind that, actually.
Okay.
I was just more Aloy lands, meets Seika, you do a fight, and then Aloy is like head over heels for Seika. And I was like, whoa, calm down, woman. Like, calm down, person. Aloy.
Yeah,
You just met, like, I just thought that was a bit weird. Now, as it went on, I was like, well, sometimes it happens. You meet someone, you have a conversation with them, and you do like them. The more you talk to them, you like them more. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But at first, I was a bit like, what's going on here? I thought Aloy was asexual, to be honest.
yeah. I don't know, but I found it was strange because I saw all the kind of internet anger that some
Yeah.
people had for this before I got there, so I
Oh,
actually knew it was coming. But in
that's a
saying
pity.
that, I was because I didn't see earlier on a romantic connection between the two of them. I saw it more like, and this is more so the earlier part of their interactions. Like Seika keeps talking about her sister who she's missing, right?
Hmm.
So I actually thought it was more going for like Aloy could fill in for the role of her sister. They could be like the sisters they never had. You know what I mean? I thought
Right.
that's where it was going, and then I realized from seeing the things, I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna kiss later. So obviously they're actually gonna lead up to a romantic thing. Okay,
Hmm.
fair enough.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know why everyone was mad. Because okay, maybe it feels a bit left field or out of nowhere, but you don't have to do it either. It's a choice. So
It is a choice. Now I
I,
chose a kiss because
I
Aloy wanted that for pretty much the whole thing. So I was like, yeah, go for it.
exactly right. So because Aloy gives a bit of dialogue leading kind of towards it, I
Mm.
also went for it because I was like, at this moment, based on what she's just said, and yeah, you're right. It is kind of all of a sudden that like it turns into a. I think I like her. It's kind of quick. Maybe that's not paced very well. Her
Yeah.
building the feelings for her.
Mm.
But by the time she gets there, I'm like, I mean, she clearly likes her. So yeah,
Yeah.
why not just kiss her?
Yeah.
But if anyone's, yeah,
It's not no, it's not
just
deserving.
choose one of the other things if you if you don't want her to, and then
Yeah, it is
she won't.
crazy, isn't it? It's crazy what choices we can do.
And then you don't have to get mad. So I thought it was weird. Like to be honest, I thought it was weird that it was a choice. I was like, just go for it, just make her do it, and then let's suck it up and have the
Yeah.
writers decide this is what happens.
Yeah, I think my issue with it more so was this is now a very important character to Aloy.
Yeah.
In a DLC, not everyone can access.
Right, yeah. So will she be even in the next one?
Yeah, and if she is, people who because it's not on the PS4, you can't get Burning
No, you
Shores on
can't.
PS4.
That's right.
So people who have only played Horizon 2 on PS4 and then they get Horizon 3 and maybe they've never gone back to play Burning Shores might even forget about Seika, are playing 3. Seika's there, Aloy and her, cuddly and everything, and people be like, who the hell is that person? Where did she come from? So I think that
yeah, I get you, but I'm sure they could
yeah.
find some way of
Oh
in the
yeah,
next
they'll
installment just bringing Seika into it, and then you going, oh, a lot of time has passed, and Aloy met this person along
I'm
the way.
sure. Yeah, I'm
You
sure
know?
they will. But yeah, no, I think that was kind of the one. So combat, Toad's taking forever to kill.
Hmm.
Was annoying. So fighting the fighting in it was quite annoying, and that sort of pacing of that, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did you think of Seika as a character in general? Because you spend pretty much the whole story with her.
Yeah. I thought she was fine. I thought she was.
I like
I
her.
think.
I prefer her to Alva. Like, if I have to have one of the Quen with me,
Oh God, yeah,
give me
absolutely.
Seika over Alva any
Oh
day.
yeah, absolutely. That's a goddamn literally.
If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yeah. Give me Seika's sister.
I remember the moment I got there. There was another, when you get to the kind of main village place, I did one of the side missions for a character who I now was her name Fia or something like that, and she wanted you to basically investigate compliance, right?
Yes.
I can't remember her
Fucking
name.
loved
But
compliance.
right, it was
I
so
loved
cool.
all
Yeah,
that. That's so cool.
That was a cool side quest too.
Oh, so good.
But this girl, I can't remember her name, but she was a badass. Like, she was so cool. And I was like, I want you on my team. I was like, I really want you to not be a little side character. I want you to be more of a bit, because even the voice actor, I was like, there's something so cool about this character. And now I can't fucking remember her name.
Yes, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because she's the one who sends you off to investigate the whereabouts of like a search party, wasn't it? Yeah. And then that search party got
It
betrayed,
turns into a big investigation.
It turns, yeah, and
it's a cool side quest.
Really, yeah, no, she was cool actually. I do remember being like, this girl, this is a badass girl.
Yeah, I thought she was cool, and I kind of wish she was more of a character. But it's but in saying that, it's like, I don't mind Seika. I think she's pretty cool.
I don't mind. I did find
not like my favorite character ever, but I think she's cool.
I did find all these characters, the Quen, far more interesting to listen to than the Tanacht.
Yeah, you said that in a message, actually.
Yeah, so like listen to so again, it's like if I wanted to have a conversation with Seika, or what's his name? The Tanacht chap that joins you.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a very long time. But you know what I mean? He's missing the arm anyway. He joins it.
Kotalo? Was that his name?
Kotalo, yes, Kotalo.
Yeah.
I would rather talk to Seika, because Kotalo does at some point go, are you still talking?
You're still going, are you?
Yeah, I just watched the entire David Attenborough documentary, and you're still talking. So yeah, no, I much prefer. Yeah, no, I liked Seika. I didn't like her. I just think, some of the it's kind of slightly rushed. It's like
towards the end.
Yes. Well,
because their interactions at first are fine. It's just
no. I'm pretty sure she's very early on, even going, okay, keep it cool, Aloy. You know, you don't really know her. Like, I think quite early on, she's having those like inner monologues to herself.
Maybe you're right, and maybe I just didn't catch it.
Yeah, so that's why I was.
Well, then it's not rushed. Yeah, fuck you. They built it up the whole way through.
No, but it's rushed from the start.
Yeah, I get you.
And then
just met this guy.
It's rewarded at the end.
Okay. Sorry, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
You think in the initial it's rushed, but by the end it's like, okay, now they've made up for it.
Yes, because it's like, well, she has been going on about it the whole time, like.
yeah, it's about all right. Just fucking kiss her.
yeah.
Get you.
The Quen were really cool. I like that they had the Quen here, because the Tanacht were a tad bit fucking boring to listen to in Forbidden West, which kind of made exploration and side quests annoying to do.
I like them, but sure, whatever.
I barely ever
negative Nancy.
I actually barely ever. I actually took out my phone most times they talked.
Yeah.
I just did not listen. But the Quen, I listened to, and I loved compliance and all that.
All that is awesome. And there's some really fucking cool moments in this DLC. I think the water wing sequence, where you have to fly towards the island as you're getting shot at, and you have to dive into the ocean to miss the missiles and then come back up, and the music is awesome. Yeah. And you get to Universal Park, basically, or this world's version of Universal Park, and there's the dinosaurs everywhere. And I'm like, this is so cool. and you're like
I
hiding in the
think
bushes of an overgrown Universal.
yes, there are definitely references to some of the Guerrilla Games previous games.
Are they?
I think as well. There's a hologram of the ISA from Killzone. And
Awesome. I
I'm
hope
assuming
so.
the dinosaurs are a reference to a game they made before involving dinosaurs.
I think this year is actually because I think they shared something not that long ago. Actually, I think it's a big anniversary for Guerrilla Studios,
Oh,
so maybe that's why they put in a few references. I think it's like 20 years of Guerrilla or something this year.
that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, no, that
Might be
was
right.
a cool place to kind of go around and explore.
Yeah, very much so. And then of course I saw one of those Spectre things, and I went, "Oh no, I'm gonna skip you." I'm not fighting you, but I fucking loved when the big Spinosaurus thing broke through the wall, and I killed that thing in no time with the new Spectre gun thing.
Oh, no, that did take me some time to
That
take it
that
down.
gun is amazing. The
I
new weapon
have
you
used
get,
it. It's pretty good. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, I like this. I need more weapons like this because the bow is doing nothing, and I keep having
The-
to craft arrows every couple of shots.
yeah. See, the Spinosaurus is fine for
I don't know the
being an
actual
arrow
name of that
sponge.
machine, and I'm gonna
It's
call it that for now.
yeah, no, not coming to me either. That's Shatter Spine or something like that.
It could be.
Something like that. Anyway,
I don't know.
Spinosaurus.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
I know what you mean.
that's fine to be an arrow sponge, and yeah, that big cannon thing that you get off one of Matt Walter's disciples, like
Oh yeah.
that is a beast of a cannon. But
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
no, the Spinosaurus is fine being an arrow sponge. It's when you have like the Watchers are arrow sponges and the Raptors are arrow sponges and everything's an arrow
Everything's an
sponge.
arrow sponge.
It's
You'll
just like,
never
oh my
ever get out of here.
no. And it's just like, oh my god, there's like so many machines and all the people are arrow sponges, and I'm like, oh my god, just pick up a freaking gun or something.
I think another big highlight is seeing the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
It's so cool, like just seeing that in ruins and then seeing the big fucking um
Horus machine.
the horse machine come to life. And even like the
Yeah.
bits where the tentacles are like looking for
Searching
you.
for you.
Yeah. Like high tension and shit, but
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And there
No,
was the music started like building up tension and stuff. Yeah.
it's when that gets onto the beach, right? And you got the cloud, you got the storm clouds in the distance.
Ah,
It's a
so
it's
cool.
the gray sand. That's what I was like. This is like the fucking Zax, because there was a lot of grays in that sequence.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bright, vibrant colors like you'd see in some of the other places in the Horizon games. This was very grays and stuff. And it was just so Zack Snyder to me. Like, it was just like, this is a big epic set piece, and the music was awesome, and the just shooting at it, and then having Seika fly on the raptor to or not the raptor, the water wing to distract and everything. It was such an awesome sequence.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it made for a, and maybe they took some feedback. I think it made for a way better climatic sequence to Forbidden West as a
Mm.
whole, which is why this works as an epilogue, and you have to play it after the fact. And I also really like the scene where Aloy lets it's very clear she's hiding from the information from Seika, and Seika wants to know more. And then when she finds out, and the kind of weight of it, like they kind of deal with the weight of what Aloy is carrying with her, the
Mm.
secret that she knows that like we're all fucked.
Yeah.
The world is going to end. Something is coming, and I don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm dealing with this threat now, but this doesn't even. This is pales in comparison to what's coming, and the fact that just I think it was handled really well at that moment. Seika's reaction.
Hmm.
And that was a moment where it started to gel for me, I think, like where she cared about hurting or scaring Seika.
Yeah.
Like it mattered to her that she's after upsetting her, and she wanted to patch it up with her. At that point onwards, I think the relationship starts really working.
Yes. Yeah. Because I think earlier on, there is just an element of Aloy being that typical. No, I'm holding this. I see. This is the way I saw it. Like when she was holding back information. It did feel a little bit to me like I am holding back information for scripted fight we're having later. But when they did the fight, when they did the moment, I thought it was very good. I thought it was very well handled and very well done. But I could tell, I was like, there's a fight coming later, isn't there? I could tell because you're holding back information. And every time characters hold back information, It bites him in the
Well,
ass.
I think you're right, and I think it is from a narrative perspective that's obvious, right?
Mm.
But I also think that when you see Seika's reaction, you also understand, and her reaction seems quite natural.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, I totally understand why Aloy was hiding that. Yeah, it's a lot to stomach, and how do you expect someone to react when you tell them? And and then by not telling them, yeah, they're going to be mad as well. But it's like, but what's like, what are you going to do about it? It's like, would you rather know that the world's going to end, or would you rather live in ignorance? Ignorance is bliss. It's like
Yeah.
once you know, you can't unknow, and it will affect nearly every decision you make.
Mm.
Because you'll be like, someone might be like, hey, you want to go shopping today? And you're like, it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing's going to last. And everyone around you will be like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Like, where's this come out of? You know? But like that's the whole thing. I remember when we were playing Forbidden West, and it's like it was too hard for me to do side quests because the urgency of what Aloy knew
Mm.
was like nothing else matters. I gotta push on. Like
Yeah.
the world is going to end until the world is safe. Then I can go and do your little errands and find out if so and so is still in that cave, or go hunt something for you, or see
Mm.
if there's any machine strike pieces anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that
why I
could
feel
wait.
actually the first one handles all that way better.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
first one is
We
about
said that.
exploring. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
then the second one is it's way more urgent. So
definitely.
less I want to do. So I don't want to talk to the Tanacht. So I also don't want to do your errands because that involves talking to you.
Eric's never gonna get over it. It's knocked.
Nope. It's like ravioli. It's never going to get
So
over.
with all that we've talked about, the awesome villain, the cool set pieces with like the water wing and
Hmm.
stuff, the final boss fight and everything,
Final
would
boss fight.
you recommend this DLC to someone who has played Forbidden West already, who has it on the PS5, like, but
Hmm.
has not yet gotten the DLC, like in a
If they
final?
if
Like,
they
would you recommend it or what?
if they love the Horizon games, absolutely, I would recommend this because I think it definitely has a way better ending than Horizon 2. I think it develops on Aloy's character a lot more, which is quite nice.
Mm,
Um, creating this further creating this role model character for people to look up to. Further development on that, which is quite nice. It also develops on the relationship between her and Silence. It's quite nice. Quite nice to hear Lance Reddick speak
yeah.
because this came out after the announcement of his
Yeah, and
death.
just to give him that moment, actually, not only is it really satisfying that he's the one that gives you the quest that starts this
Hmm.
off, and then if you go back, you have a nice moment with him.
Hmm. So it
But
starts with him and ends with him. It's
having the
lovely.
credits actually,
Hmm.
you know, have like sort of a thank you and in memory of Lance Reddick was a really nice thing. Silence is like a big character for the series, and it's like I have no idea how they're going to handle that in the next one. Obviously, you could recast the character; someone could voice over it. Are they going to do that though? Some voices are just more iconic than others, and Lance Reddick's voice like immediately stood out. Silence, even from Horizon 1, was
Hmm.
one of the more memorable characters who instantly stood out. And that was
Yeah.
even before I didn't even know who Lance Reddick was back then. Like I'd seen the actor in stuff, but I didn't know him by name.
Yeah.
So
Fuck.
that's going to be a tough role to. And
That sucks. It sucks so much. God fucking damn it.
I know, rest in peace, Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
Incredible talent. But yeah, it's really cool that he is here, and that this is sort of the last performance maybe
Hmm.
that we have. Well, I don't know in what order. I mean, he probably recorded this fucking yonks ago, but in the order of things releasing, this might be the last ever Lance Reddick performance
Yeah.
that we see or hear. Um, but yeah, I would recommend this if you played and liked Forbidden West.
Hmm.
If you played and did not like Forbidden West, I don't see how this will change your mind because it is more of it,
Yeah.
basically. There's some great set pieces, there's a more satisfying final epic conclusive battle
Hmm.
that kind of rounds off the experience of Forbidden West. But if at the same time, if you did not like Forbidden West, if you played through the whole thing and you went, I really don't like this game, I don't see you then jumping into Burning Shores and going, now I do. Like I don't see that.
Yeah. Well, it's the same gameplay. Like,
Yeah, but
uh,
I like Forbidden West. I like Horizon, so
yeah,
I really enjoyed this DLC.
it's very cool world to get into. But yeah.
That's the best thing about it. I think is the lore, the world.
Hmm.
Like honestly, I'm kind of with you on gameplay. Like, I think it's fine, but I don't find Horizon's gameplay the most fun. And when I first started this, I forgot all the controls and was jumping around like an idiot and accidentally healing myself when I didn't want to, and not being able to shoot anything, and jumping, trying to see how to use the grapple again, and spending
Oh yeah.
like 20 minutes trying to get up to a bridge to a guy on a side quest because I was going, how the fuck do I get up there? I can see the fucking ladder. Why can't I reach it? And realizing I was just in the wrong spot altogether. That's not how you get up there. And like, just it took ages to like get back into the flow of how a Horizon game plays. And even when I did, it wasn't like, oh, this is the most fun game ever to play. But I love the world.
Yeah.
Just love the world of Horizon. It's so fascinating. And I'm looking forward to the third one, which is obviously coming. Like they're still working towards that, and you could tell that even in this DLC that it's like that's still coming. But what would you like to see from Horizon 3?
I know it's going to be hard at this point, but it would be nice to improve on the gameplay.
Right. Well, I felt like Forbidden West had improved over Zero Dawn. So maybe the next part can improve again.
Maybe, like, just make the spear better again.
Right. There's too many close quarter battles with a bow, isn't there?
Yeah, like all the machines are trying to get close to you, so you really need that spear to be better.
Or give you like a big fucking battle axe or a sword or something.
You know what? You know the fact that you can change your range weapons. Yeah,
more melee weapons.
Change your melee weapons. Maybe you get a freaking shield, so you can hold up you know what?
Do you know the thing you use as a glider?
Yeah.
If you can in the next one use that as a shield.
Yeah. Just make Skyrim, because that has loads of melee weapons and ranged weapons.
Don't listen to this. This is pure Eric bias right now. He just fucking loves Skyrim.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, no. So improvement on gameplay, like combat. I don't know, maybe make the machines easier or something. Or you start developing more of those Spectre-based weapons, so you have, I don't know, something. And what else? The fucking see that thing, to be honest. Light up the sky. See Nemesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, see that come around, light up the sky. I want to see it. Big climatic.
That's obviously going to happen, right?
I want this to be like freaking Mass Effect. It starts off straight away. I was
just going to say, I think the third part will start similarly to Mass Effect 3, actually. Straight into the action, I think, and like world-ending kind of impending doom. There was a bit in this that reminded me so much of Mass Effect 2, which is where you went up the tower and you had to fight the little floating thing with the lasers. I was like, this feels like fighting one of those collector things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, this is a Mass Effect boss fight if I've ever seen one. Like most of the, like I love the Mass Effect games, but most of the Mass Effect boss fights suck. You know, most of the good ones are in 3. Like in 1 and 2, the boss fights are fairly lackluster until you get to like the main ones. You know?
Yeah, well, most of the boss fights in it are just this is a more powerful version of a standard enemy. Like they're just a bullet sponge and you're shooting at them until they die.
Yeah. But there's a couple of those drone things or something in the second one. I think one comes into your ship in the Normandy and it's shooting lasers at you.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And the fight on top of this tower of this thing that was shooting down all flying machines.
Yeah.
I was like, this is very like the Mass Effect boss.
No, I get you.
So I sound like an idiot, but
I think it's called an Oculus. Are you talking about the big orb thing?
Yeah.
Like it comes out. Yeah. I think it's called an Oculus.
I don't know how many other ways I could say it. It's a ball that comes into your ship and shoots lasers. Like what? Are you talking about like, is it spherical in shape?
Yes. Is it globe-like?
Yes, it's fucking globe-like. Yeah, I think they're going to kind of lean into the Mass Effect-isms of it. There's rumors of, well, obviously we got Call of the Mountain as well, right? Horizon is obviously a big franchise for PlayStation at the moment, and that's on VR. Haven't got the VR 2, so haven't tried that out. Don't know what it's like. I haven't heard much about it either, though. So
Aloy is in it. You get to meet Aloy.
Cool. That's cool. But there's also talks of a multiplayer Horizon game coming in the near future. Which would work more like a Monster Hunter style game where you play as a tribal member and together with other players you would hunt down and take on giant machines.
That's probably that makes the most sense on how
If
to
you're going
do
to
it.
do a multiplayer.
Yeah, like because otherwise, most people nowadays when they do multiplayer, it's battle royale or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make the most sense on how to do a multiplayer game. There is, of course, the board game of Horizon that's existed for a good few years now
Yeah.
since the first one. But yeah, so yeah, it is becoming a huge,
Massive franchise. Well,
memorable, yeah, franchise. Yeah,
there's a TV show to come too.
there is.
I heard a rumor this week, so I don't know if this is true or not, that the show is, or at least the working title for the show is Horizon 2074 or something like that, right? Which would suggest that it's based in the time period when everything went to shit,
Yes.
and it works as basically a prequel to the games.
Okay.
Now, the only thing I would say about that, like, fair enough, maybe that will be a good show in and of its own right. Most of the interesting things in Horizon, though, is like the tribal society who have built their tribes around this
The
futuristic ruins, who worship AI as gods, and who, like, that's the shit that's interesting. So I don't know if it'll be as interesting watching basically the fall of man type thing, which has been done many times. You look at
Well, you're
so
what
many sci-fi shows are about that,
you're watching a TV show of Terminator.
right? Um, So I don't know. I think bringing the world of Horizon as we know it to people who maybe haven't played the games would be more interesting to me.
Yeah, I'd say that could be a budget problem.
Right. You might
As
be
in,
onto something, because how do
uh,
you hell do you fucking, like, this would be one of the most expensive shows ever if you're going to do it properly.
yeah, because you have to think about all the people, the costumes, the sets, the machines, the jungle and foresty zones, like the no all modern technology has to be gone or ruins. And I
Yeah.
mean, even like The Last of Us costs a crap ton of money, and they are filming in our own civilization. They just have to get a few rusty cars.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd reckon that could be the concept. The other idea is now they can do what they want.
Yeah, I totally get it. There's logistic reasons for doing it.
Hmm.
And also
But
there's
no, it's
reasons
not. It's
then
it's
for it to
it's
be a companion to the game. So it's not
yeah.
like it's not trying to replace the game or anything like that. It's you watch it as well as playing the game.
Yeah,
Um
you get less of the whole. Hang on now, in the game now, this is what happened. It would be less of that because it's like
yeah,
we don't really know because it's its own thing. But no, the game is the more interesting story.
yeah.
Like how they yeah, their mythologies on everything is great.
Now, in saying that, that's only in concept now, and maybe it'll come out. Maybe that is what they're doing. Maybe it'll be fucking amazing, and
Mm,
maybe it'll be the best thing ever, and everyone will go, "Oh, thank God they did that. That was so good, and it was the best idea they ever had, and the way it was executed was incredible, and the writing and directing. Maybe it'll be fucking incredible." So I reserve all judgment until we see anything.
mm.
But just going off rumors at the moment, it's like, if they were going to do a show, I kind of wish they were do the actual time period of the games. But again, we will see what happens. So, Eric, any final thoughts on the Burning Shores DLC before we finish up this week's episode?
That fucking Zack Snyder boss fight was the coolest thing ever. I was so happy in the announcement trailer that the Horus machine came to life because I was like, oh my god, you're totally going to build up to a Horus machine at some point, and then actually getting the fight out. It just did not disappoint. So very much enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, loved the final fight. Thought it was a great DLC, great package to go with the actual game. Little disappointed that they revealed that in the trailer. That should have been a,
Yes,
a surprise, because when
that
he
would have
was
been a
like,
lovely surprise.
"I have something big for you, and I'm planning to squish you," I was like, "Well, I already know what it is because I saw the trailer."
Yeah, yeah. That
So,
is unfortunate.
I think there's other things in this that they could have shown in the trailer that would excite you anyway, and they could have kept that a secret.
Hmm.
But that's whatever. It didn't take away from enjoying the spectacle of it, and I am looking forward to Horizon 3 whenever it eventually comes out down the line. Of course, they're working on it. I will get it, and I kind of hope that is whatever they do with Horizon as a franchise. I kind of hope that will be the end of Aloy's journey.
Hmm.
However, they decide to finalize that, but I really like trilogies, or at least smaller series. And with big open world games like this, I wouldn't want there to be like 10 Horizon games all with Aloy, basically.
Yeah, you would have to get to some point that was like you have to recognize that Aloy is going to get old.
Yeah, and as well, how much further can you push the character?
And how much further can you push the story? Like you've already done the announcement of the big main threat.
That's why it feels like this will be the last
Yeah.
for at least Aloy's journey. After that, they might make side games with new characters in this world. But this feels like. But anyway, we'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have played The Burning Shores, let us know your own thoughts, and you can feel free to go into spoilers. If you watch this YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this one, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for all future episodes, including when we get around to talking into spoiler details about Jedi Survivor. And maybe when we get to talk about the MK12, MK1 thing, whenever it comes out, whatever it is. But yeah, make sure you're notified for all those things. To those of you who are listeners on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take a shot on everything that we talked about this week. Thank you very much for checking out this week's episode, guys. We'll be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.